How is Christopher Walken post-divorce different than regular Christopher Walken?
Where do Fall Out Boys become Fall Out
Right,
Men?
yeah, you're right.
At the Fall Out Press.
Well, it was Grand Poo beer first.
So everybody's invited, and there's going to be free cake and free ice cream.
Okay, I feel surrounded. This is like the beginning of a X-rated movie, maybe? I don't know.
You kids at home, be safe. Would you put down that video game and actually go live your lives?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Hair the Dogcast coming at you live from Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2019. We've been here all weekend, and we ain't slowing down yet. And right now, we are free. We are just excited as all get out. I'm just tripping on my words. It's been a long weekend. Bear with me. But we have the inevitable Drunken Master Paul. Thank you so much for coming on the Dogcast.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I've been seeing you guys farting around here all weekend long. And it looks like a good time. So what are you guys up to?
You know, just casting the pod. Just slamming the pod.
We're here casting the pod?
Yep.
We're here from Milwaukee. First time at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee,
yes.
yes.
I love Milwaukee.
Land. Really?
Love Milwaukee. I used to do
What's wrong with you?
Oh,
just kidding.
Look at me.
We love Milwaukee.
Yeah. Oh, no, I used to do Gen Con there with Sierra. Back in the day when I worked for Sierra.
That's awesome.
We'd go to Gen Con before we moved to Indianapolis.
Sure.
And so we'd go there. I'd be on the tech support crew. Actually, I've got a good story on that if you guys want to hear it.
Let's give the people some context.
Okay.
Paul, you used to work for Sierra.
I did. I used to work for Sierra back
company.
in the 90s. I started in 1995 in tech support.
That's awesome.
And then I went on to run the online community, OneNet, which was their spinoff when they thought online was the next best thing.
The dial-up online kind of.
Yeah, nobody had broadband.
Right. The Stone Ages.
56K glory.
My ages.
Not even.
Oh yeah, I think we're at 56K.
Yeah.
I'm at 28.8.
Sure.
But,
yeah.
Fortunately, I wasn't doing the tech support on that side. I was just running the community. I'd send it back to those poor schlubs I left behind to handle that.
So your story?
No, the story is, Gen Con. First of all, one of the reasons I love Milwaukee is a place called the Safehouse. Is that still there?
It is.
Yes.
You still remember the password?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I remember going down. Am I allowed to give away the secret of the Safehouse?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to.
This will be a hot scoop.
Okay, hot scoop here. So in Milwaukee, there's a place called the Safehouse. It's a brilliant bar. It's a spy-based bar. And my information's about 30 years old here. But you go down an alley, and there's a door that says International Exports Limited.
Yes.
You go in, and there's a nice lady, looks like Moneypenny from Bond, behind a desk. And she's, yes, how can I help you? And you have to say, I'm looking for a safe house. And if you say anything else, she'll just pretend what do you mean? I don't understand.
Yep.
If you say the password, you give her $1, probably more now, but and then give you a ticket. She pushes a button and a bookcase slides back. And you go back into this awesome bar. It's like 3 levels. There's magic. There's spy stuff. And if you don't, she lines up against the wall and eventually makes you do the bunny hop or probably something even more humiliating now.
In front of a camera.
Yep.
And then you're on a closed circuit camera. The rest of the bar is watching your ass.
Yep.
So she throw you in a pit now. The same one from the movie Nothing But Trouble. It's really weird.
The best Dan Aykroyd movie ever. Yeah.
I'm the guy that gets the password wrong on purpose because I just want to dance in front of a camera.
You are that sick bastard.
Well, thank God for YouTube now.
Yeah.
You can do that in your bedroom at night.
Right.
2 followers.
Yeah. So did you have to do the dancing around?
I did not. I actually got fed the password before I got there.
Okay.
However, my buddy Robert, who I used to do the game dive with, have you heard any of the audio we've done from back in the day?
Back in the day? No, I don't believe I have.
The game dive context is I used to do an online radio broadcast. Ken Williams' project after Sierra was called WorldStream. And it was a building that was a radio station.
Sure.
And we broadcast across the internet instead of over the airwaves.
Oh, excellent.
And so I did a show on there for 2 years, and we interviewed the developers and producers of the games of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys did Planescape Torment.
Yeah.
I we interviewed the Dynamics crew 3 days after they all got fired.
Oh, after?
After. We were going to interview them anyway,
Holy
but
shit.
then the axe fell. And so it became a very different interview that night.
Oh,
but anyway,
my gosh.
So I used to do that broadcast.
Was Ken on the show with you?
No, he just produced it. He just bankrolled the whole thing.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So anyway, I lost my train of thought. Milwaukee, Gen Con.
Gen Con, you had the radio show on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started at Sierra in 1995.
Right.
Okay.
We're just moving on here. Just doesn't matter. It's good beer. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Cheers.
So you said you worked right before Windows 95 came out, which I'm
Correct.
sure was just a great time for you.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Were you singing the "Start Me Up" song like constantly to yourself?
What? Yes, yes, we were. Yeah, and we were singing the part about it makes a grown man cry. You make a grown man cry because it did. Damn it, it did.
That's great. Yeah, no, that's not great.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't work.
what were your roles after the tech support, or did you have any other roles with Sierra?
Well, just when I went onto OneNet to run the online community, and
Okay,
that was
gotcha.
their
Right.
foray into online communities, chat rooms, and trying to make their games playable around the world. And it could have worked really well, but they didn't really know what to do. And a lot of experimentation, and this will stun you, we didn't get the budget we should have had.
What?
So
That online thing, that's never going to
never take off. But it was fun. We could have been really big because we were considering doing another crazy idea that will never happen. We were owned by a French company called Vivendi. And they, in Europe, cell phone took off way before here because the phone lines there are total crap.
Mm-hmm.
So just why put in new phone lines, put up cell towers. So
Right.
we had this idea, hey, let's make small video games that you could play on your phone. This could be a brilliant idea. We
King's
should
Quest
get
will
into
not
this.
fit on a phone, sir.
Yeah, and so they did a little work and said, nah, we're not going to go in that direction.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, no, it never took
That
off.
never
It's all
took
good
off.
now.
No, that never took off.
No regret there.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
So anyway, one of the reasons I love Milwaukee is because of Gen Con and the Safehouse. And
When was the last time you were back in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
way back, like 99. I've been back there.
The scene has changed a lot since back then.
I would
There's
hope
still
so.
beer. There's still beer.
There's
Okay.
so
There's
much
more
more
beer now.
Excellent.
It's great.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like Beer Town.
They
And we
used to
couldn't
call it
find beer
Brew
when we got
City.
there because of
What?
weird rules. We're used to buying beer like at Safeway.
Oh,
And so
sure.
we get there and we go to buy. We need to get beer. We showed up to get beer. We're looking everywhere. We go into the the grocery store and where do you hold the beer? We don't sell beer here.
Right.
And we were expecting Milwaukee. Going to the bathroom, hot, cold lager, and nothing.
That's a brilliant fucking idea.
Well, when we start our own motel, that will be one aspect.
I love it.
So how many times did you get to party with Ken and Roberta on their yacht?
Let's see. None.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I know because I counted.
Didn't even do blow in the hot tub or anything like that? Or
No, unfortunately not. We didn't have the.
It wasn't Atari.
I
Yeah.
didn't participate in the soft porn shoot.
The soft part,
Yeah.
yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but I got to meet them. I met Ken Williams at the Urinal,
Oh sure.
which
yeah.
is a classic.
Good.
Perfect
like
place to meet
what Office
somebody.
Space
Yeah.
story is that the one where he meets somebody at the urinal?
That's where I met my wife.
Oh, excellent.
Right.
Was she next to or facing you?
We'll talk about that after the show.
So we are also a podcast about beer, obviously.
Okay, yes.
Do you have like a special brewery or like your favorite type of beer?
Of course, right. Well, my favorite beers usually are like stouts and porters. I like the darker
Sure.
beers.
Yeah.
Generally. Actually,
Heck yeah.
I just started liking IPAs about a year ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What converted you?
What's different is they started doing more the juicy and hazy IPAs.
Milkshake and hazies. And
Oh my God, that's
Milkshake,
brilliant,
yeah.
dude! I've had that. It's one of my favorites now.
Oh, yeah.
Same here, man.
And
Yeah.
it's because you can actually taste the
going through the
flavor of
same
the
thing.
hops. It's not just bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not trying to bash your palate anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more about balance and flavor and tasting and not trying to be the highest IBU.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
like
it's
a beer
like
mimosa, man.
It's not,
And I'm alright with
it's
it.
not a
Mimosa.
big measuring contest.
Yeah, beer mimosa. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, if you ever come to Milwaukee, we'll show you around. Like there's a handful of great ones out there.
excellent. I would
Yeah.
love to do
Yeah,
that.
Midwest Gaming Classic.
What are your
Yeah.
some of your favorite breweries back home?
Back home, my favorite right now is Iron Horse over in Ellensburg.
Okay.
They do Iron Horse Irish Death, which is a.
Okay.
You're not the first person to talk about Irish Death with us.
If you talk to Middle Jesus, he would have mentioned
It was Hancock.
Hancock. Yeah, I've
Yep.
fed him a lot of Irish Death.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go get my hands on one of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really really good.
Did you say Dark Horse?
Yeah, it's Iron Horse.
Iron
Horse. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Iron Horse Irish Death.
Okay.
So we've been
And-
asking all of our guests this weekend, what are some of your favorite early memories in video games?
Early memories in video games. Well, I'm older than most of my friends, so my very first
Nonsense.
video
Not at
game.
heart, buddy.
Well, I just keep telling them, let me know when you can keep up.
Exactly.
So when I was young, my mom sprung for an original Pong.
Really?
Yeah, the original Pong, probably Telstar, I think it was.
Sure.
So we had the original
Sears,
Pong game.
right?
Oh, I think it might have been
Sears
Sears.
Telstar? Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing like weighed just a little less than the moon.
Oh yeah. The big stand on the pedestal?
Oh yeah, this thing was massive.
the two
I mean, I'm a little kid. It's like this big, right? So we played that to death, to the point where
Sure.
It's one of the panels. Somebody asked about games, and if you only have one game as a cheap game, you just play it to death. And we'd make up different games. Like one thing I try to do is go boop, boop, and try to hit the ball right on the top and try to send it straight up.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and once you do that, it'll go forever. And boop, boop, boop.
Oh, sure.
So
yeah.
I'd try for hours to do that because I was bored playing Pong.
You kill screened Pong, so
Okay,
good
yeah,
job.
pretty much, pretty much. Or play Pong with yourself. Don't Google that. So I tried to play both sides to see how long and keep a rally going. And then after that, we got a Coleco tank game, standalone, with 2 sets of controls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
So
Okay,
we
yeah.
played that to death. And then
Awesome.
it finally happened. We got an Atari 2600. And I would play Adventure was
The
my
light
game.
shone down from heaven.
Game change.
I could take the
Frozen
cartridge out.
pies
I
all
can play a
night.
different game?
Right, yeah.
So the wonder that was Adventure, I played that
Oh, adventure, yeah.
a ton. And of course
Loved
the
it.
horrible disappointment of Asteroids. Because I love to play Asteroids in the arcades.
Right.
But because of the way the Atari processed, you can only have so many things on the screen at a time, so it would flash.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So you'd only have 4 asteroids, but really there's only 2. Because they were flashing
Right,
back
yeah.
and forth. So you'd shoot them and your shot would go right through and you die. Like, hey!
What the fuck?
Yeah!
They weren't the best of times, but they were good.
Oh,
They were times.
But they were times.
They were good times.
and
Yeah.
they led to right now, you know.
Yeah.
So that's great. Do you have a greatest achievement in gaming at all? Or what you think would be your
Greatest achievement in gaming? That's a good question. I'm trying to think of a good one. Other than having played Crimson Skies till I get $1 million.
What?
Yeah, I played Crimson Skies, the Xbox
Yeah.
version, so many times that I had over $1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big Crimson Skies fan, so.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome! Did you play the PC?
That's the only version I have played.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Xbox version is good.
Yeah.
It's not as deep as the PC.
Yeah.
But
I love the radio play, like the that
Oh, yeah, the
aesthetic is so
voices.
fucking cool. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Love that game today.
Yeah, absolutely. Did we just become best friends?
Pardon me?
Did we just become best friends?
Done and done.
We're opening a hotel, guys.
Excellent.
Well, $1 million, that's nothing to sneeze at. So,
Yeah, that was something. It's also, I think, a little bit of a cry for help.
yeah, maybe.
You have $1 million in Crimson Skies. Time
I'll,
to find
I'll
another
sober
game.
up in 20, 30 years. It
Yeah.
don't matter.
It'll be good.
Have you ever made up an achievement just to kind of show your friends up at all?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you ever made up an achievement to
Say you beat a game, say you did something, just
kind of one up a friend or something, even though it didn't actually
think we-
happen?
Oh,
probably
not,
all done
not
that.
yet.
Not yet.
That's a brilliant idea.
You should try it.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
feels good. It feels good. Yeah, but I think you could pull it off too.
So it would be a good one. This might be an achievement. Drink 1,000 Nuka-Colas in Fallout 3. Just see how drunk and radiated you can
It's
get.
something you can do. Yeah, right. Yeah, just the feral out there, just
Yeah.
going crazy.
That would be
I
nuts.
play that game sometimes, but not. It's just in real life. I just drink too much.
You drink too much?
Yeah.
You drink things that glow? You got into
If-
raves and
if-
crack the
Anything
glow
that
sticks?
glows.
And
Yeah,
I've
drink
taken a
it.
few things I shouldn't have. That's on our other podcast.
It's true. So, how many Portland Expos has this been for you again?
I think I've been to 4.
4? Okay,
4 or
yeah.
5 over the years.
Right on.
I've been to the last, well, maybe more.
You know
I've
Spring
only
Chicken?
skipped
You've
one.
been around the block.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I walk around like I own the place.
Right.
Yeah.
And then people think you do, and they'll give you shit. It's great.
Yeah. It's,
If you bring a banner and some microphones, people think you're a legitimate podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
I noticed that none of this
and we
shit's
get
plugged in.
suckers
That's,
that come on it.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
cool. It's like Red Hot Chili Peppers at the Super Bowl. None of this shit's plugged in.
Oh.
You're not wrong. That's for sure.
So if our listeners wanted to reach out and find you, Mr. Paul, where would they go to do that?
Well, first of all, consult with my parole officer, and after that, you can find me on Twitch, on Drunken Master Paul, Twitch TV. Usually Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I stream on YouTube, Drunken Master Paul, Twitter.
What's the latest thing you're streaming?
I'm sorry, what?
What's the latest? What are you streaming?
Oh, right now I'm streaming Dead Space 2 for
really?
Halloween.
Oh, nice.
So my show is usually a half chat show. I'll just talk to people for a while and drink beer. I
Yeah.
do have a cocktail camera.
Do you really?
So you have the screen and then have the cocktail cam 2000 showing
Awesome, yeah.
whatever I'm drinking that night.
Yeah. Good.
And so yeah, just come and hang out and watch, and I'll play some games for a bit. And
Nice. Do you have a signature cocktail for Portland Retro Gaming Expo?
I do not. It's usually coming drinking a lot of beer down here because Portland does kind of rock for beer.
It
does.
So
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, but the hard stuff I've been drinking is just straight up bourbon on the rocks.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah.
That'll work.
What's
All
your
right.
bourbon of choice?
Right now I'm drinking Woodford Reserve.
Okay.
That's a good one to find.
All
Usually,
reliable.
yes, you can find it in bars. You can trust it. It's not too spendy.
It's like Bell's Two Hearted Ale. You can find it everywhere. It's always good.
It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
I've been
What's
coming
solid?
I came around Eagle Rare a lot.
Oh yeah, Eagle Rare is very good.
Just such a great easy bourbon.
Yeah,
Like
everything from that company. And that's a
Heaven
Buffalo
Hill,
Trace bourbon.
Heaven Hill, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been getting into something. I know a lot of distilleries do this now. Ocean aged. Are you
What?
familiar with this?
No,
Well,
what's
they
this?
do.
Jefferson's Ocean.
Jefferson's Ocean, yeah.
We have a bottle at our place right now.
Yeah, and so what Jefferson does is they take a bunch of their casks and they put it on a ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they just,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
heard
in a
about
cargo,
that.
and they just let it cruise around. It's doing whatever cargo stuff
Quite
it's
a
doing.
unique approach at making a bourbon.
Yeah.
You know?
Just let the sea air get in
Well,
and
yeah.
Well, here, I'm going to totally bourbon
Seagulls
geek at
shit.
you now.
Yeah.
So the way bourbon ages, or whiskeys, it's in a cask, is you usually want the seasons to change. It gets hotter and colder, it'll expand and contract, so it goes into the wood and out.
Right.
If it's really climate controlled, you don't get that as much. Totally different profile. Yeah. So instead of waiting for the seasons, they send it around on the oceans because the
Ships, yeah.
barometric pressure changes and it's rocking
Okay.
constantly. So you don't have to roll the
Oh,
barrels.
sure.
And so the profiles are completely different between Ocean 8 and Ocean 12.
Yeah.
And you can go on their website and trace where it went. And
That's
it's
awesome.
super cool.
Yeah.
And it just makes you want to buy. It's not cheap. It's about $100
No,
a
it's not.
bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's the story is great and it's a ton of fun. So I've been getting into that lately.
Nice. Nice. I'll have to check that out. That sounds awesome.
Excellent. I just
Track
spent more
my
of your money.
alcohol. Where we
Do
been?
bourbon and video games podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Achievement unlocked.
It all drinks to.
I'll do
the same
scotch
dose.
and board games. I'm a scotch.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, Paul, thank you very much for coming on the Dogcast. It has been a pleasure to meet you and grace us with your presence.
Well, thank you guys so much for inviting me. This is a total kick in the ass. Cheers, everybody. Play
Oh,
video
yeah.
games so you can't see anymore.
That's right. We're
That's
here at
right.
the
And
Dogcast.
drink beer.
Subscribe to us on podcast places, whatever. You know the spiel. All right.
On the
We'll
interwebs.
Live from Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2019. See you later.
Cheers.
Cheers.